This story is exploding nationally. We're talking about the war of words in the NBA involving the commissioner, Cathy Englebert, and Caitlin Clark and other star players in the WNBA. As teams held their exit interviews and press conferences this week, players in Minnesota, players in LA, players in New England went off on the commissioner. Why? Because they don't think the commissioner has any right to make comments like this. Caitlin Clark should get on her knees and be thankful she has a WNBA platform to make the kind of endorsement money she's making. And it's just exploded. The players have just absolutely lost their mind about what this commissioner said about Caitlin Clark and other players. And the press conferences this week, just vicious, taken off like a wildfire about how the commissioner speaking this way about the product on the floor, the people come to see the players. They don't come to see the commissioner of the league. And these players are of the opinion that they've been getting screwed financially for years, and their agreement is now up. Sophie Cunningham said today in Indiana in their exit interview, we may not play because of the way we're being treated by the commissioner and how these collective bargaining talks with the union have absolutely stalled. I mean, the stuff that the commissioner, Cathy Englebert, said, I mean, it's absolutely stunning. You would talk about your own product, your own players, the way she did. So we got the Clippers, Kawhi, we got the Lakers, LeBron and Luka, and you got all things WNBA, Caitlin Clark.
Yeah, just on the WNBA, I mean, it's idiotic that the commissioner would be saying about this, because Caitlin Clark is what's really turning this league on. And same with Sophie Cunningham and, Paige Beckers. I mean, we can make a list of all these really outstanding athletes, or, you can question, someone like Angel Reese's athleticism, but she gets rebounds and she's a star. Yep. But the thing that I'm thinking is I don't care who you are, especially if you're a commissioner of a ladies basketball organization and you're a woman, you would never tell another woman to get down on her knees. That is like really low.
I concur.
So don't go there. So I know. At any rate, let's move on from that. The Clippers, I don't know the detail, but in general, I don't have a big problem with this. We've talked about this in previous episodes. So if Kawhi Leonard is getting peppered with questions, yeah, he mumbled and he walked off, and that's not the right way to handle it. But what do you expect him to say? It's like, well, I had an endorsement deal with this company and they paid me. And, what's the problem? And, so I think that's the question here.
No, the problem is they're circumventing the salary cap. This company, through his uncle, through his agent, circumvented the salary cap.
Well, see, I think that is going to be tricky to prove. I think we're going to see how you got to follow the flow of the money. And there was that one report that the number 2 guy for Ballmer had to dig in his pocket and pull out a few mil. Then obviously that's a smoking gun. But, if this is a legitimate company that's doing an endorsement deal that just happens to be friends with Ballmer, and Ballmer or the agent was like a matchmaker, it's no big deal. And by the way, if I was a player and I had an agent and I had an endorsement deal with a company, damn right I'd be saying, where's my money? Especially if they have a payment schedule. If they're not fulfilling it, you got to, be on it.
You're going to lose me too. Kawhi's lost me. You're going to lose me now.
I don't have full information, but I will say that I tend to give Kawhi the benefit of the doubt because he's kind of our guy, so I'm sort of in that bucket.
Yeah, but my response is money changes people. And I think this kid is now changed.
Well, money changes some people. Okay. So again, more evidence is necessary. I want to know, what's Jeremy Castleberry doing in this whole thing? His assistant, we always see him. I wonder if he's playing any business role here, but we love him too. Both are former Aztecs.
Okay. That's all things basketball. Feel free to dive in here if you can. Hit a 3-point shot, jump into the Fans Forum chat box. Hell, we'll probably be here until Friday noon lunchtime answering everybody's